What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and big news out of the Mouse House as it would appear that Disney has completely abandoned theaters. They've got everyone hooked up on their Disney Plus app now, and they don't have to report how their movies do, and they don't have bad press when it's a box office failure, and ultimately, it's just more profitable for them because when Disney sends a movie, say to AMC or another theater group, Regal Theaters, I think is another one, or Marcus Theaters, they have to pay a percentage of that earnings of the box office to the theater. If they release it on their own platform, they keep 100% of that. This brutal news comes just 5 days after AMC announced that they would have 98% of its U.S. locations open beginning March 19th. That was just last week. With the additional openings in the United States expected over the next week, AMC anticipates that 99% of its U.S. circuit will be open by Friday, March 26th. This Friday. By Monday, March 22nd, 52 of AMC's 54 California locations are expected to be open. As part of the reopening on Friday, our new AMC Porter Ranch 9 at the Vineyards, I don't care. Congratulations, company that's owned by China, you're open. Look, my interest starts and stops with the theater employees. I couldn't care less if AMC completely collapsed, given where they ship 49.5% of their money or 51% of their money. I'm not sure exactly what the total percentage is. But there are a lot of theater workers. They hold a close spot in my heart because when I was 16, all my friends worked at the theater, and that's where I would go hang out. We'd hang out, we'd watch movies on Thursday night that came out Friday night. We'd have popcorn and soda and jazz cabbage on the roof. And it was a good old time for everyone. And there are a lot of people that work in the theater industry that are genuine fans of movies. And you can see AMC stock plummeting, again, down 2 points today, almost 20%. Why is it down? Well, that's on news that Black Widow, Cruella, and 7 other films will be not only delaying, but also, more importantly, debuting on the same day on Disney Plus, essentially killing theaters. As moviegoing slowly begins to rebound in the U.S., it appears Hollywood studios aren't yet to release their biggest blockbuster hopefuls on the big screen. All that is to say, Disney has a massively overhauled its upcoming slate of amended release plans for Black Widow, Emma Stone's Cruella, Shang-Chi, and The Legend of the Ten Rings, Pixar's Luca, and several others. By the way, does anyone even care about Black Widow anymore? Like, it feels like this movie has been coming out for like two years now, and I think basically all the hype is gone. Notably, Black Widow and Cruella will now premiere on Disney Plus at the same time they open in theaters. What does that tell you? That tells you that they don't fear. They've done all the math, and they've realized that, hey, if it debuts on Disney Plus, we get 100% of the revenue. It also obviously will drive new Disney Plus signups, even though the price just went up. I think it's like $8 a month. I don't know. $7.37 a month. And, if you have a little baby who likes to watch, cartoons, Disney Plus is important. For me, there's not much on there. Cruella is arriving as scheduled on May 28th, while Black Widow has been pushed back 2 months and will debut on July 9th instead of May 7th. Both titles will be offered on Premier Access, which comes with a $30 rental fee. So check that. They are going to bilk you $30 extra on top of your monthly subscription if you want to stay home and watch these movies. Listen, I know that a lot of my viewers have canceled Disney Plus, and I understand that. But if you still have it, please do not pay $30 to see these movies. I mean, please, if you're going to pay $30 to see them, go to your theater. It may not be a local chain, but local people work there, and, they need jobs and they need people in the seats to stay open. The scheduling shift for Black Widow means Marvel's Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, which was previously set for July, was bumped back to September 3rd. That movie's going to completely... there's just no interest, although maybe in non-Western markets, it's obviously maybe more popular in the box office, although it's fickle. The Asian market is fickle in terms of Shang-Chi. If it's not like perfectly accurate, will they shun it? Will it get banned? So it's been bumped back to September 3rd. It's expected to have a traditional theatrical release. Meanwhile, Pixar's animated coming-of-age adventure, Luca, won't play in theaters and instead is launching only on Disney Plus at no extra cost. So you can watch that movie for your existing subscription. Despite the massive shift to streaming, Disney doesn't plan to entirely ditch theaters. Bull. Of course they do. Numerous smaller titles, mostly those inherited from 20th century, have been postponed, but will boast solely on the big screen, including Free Guy, The King's Man, Deep Water, and Death on the Nile. Kareem Daniel, the chairman of Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution, says that the announcement reflects our focus on providing consumer choice and serving the evolving preferences of audiences. Look, I don't blame people for not wanting to go to the theater. The idea of sitting in a movie theater with a sticky floor and having to wear a mask the entire time, I don't care if it was free, I'm not going. It's just there's no amount of movie theater popcorn and pretzel bites with cheese that would get me in there and wear that thing on my face for 3 hours to watch a Cape film. It's just not happening. And that's what the experience is like, at least where I live. And so there's just no chance for me. I'm not saying people won't go back, because people are going to the movies again, in particular young people. But I just don't ever I see a total theatrical collapse over the next 2 years, because the free money from the government is going to dry up. I mean, Hollywood's been getting bailouts and cash hand over fist. Eventually that's going to dry up, and places like AMC are going to see major retractions in their footprint. I'm just sure of it. Among film exhibitors and studio executives, optimism has been mounting in recent weeks as movie theaters in LA and New York City have started to reopen. However, capacity being capped at 25%, or 100 people per auditorium in LA and 50 per auditorium in New York City, that's notably restricted ticket sales, making it virtually impossible for big budgeted films to turn a profit in theaters alone. Marvel films regularly cost over $200 million to produce. There are certain movies that you just want to see in the theater. Unless you have the privilege of having this insane like home setup, which I know many of my viewers might have that kind of thing. But I remember when Tenet came out, I was like, oh, I really want to see that in the theater, and then I watched it on my TV, and I was like, this is fine. I think we're going to continue. Many of us will continue to lower our standards, and we'll just watch them at home. What I'm hoping is that people aren't paying $30 on top of their monthly subscription. Please don't do this. If you have Disney Plus and you want to watch Black Widow, at least do me the favor of waiting for it to be free, or included, I should say. Black Widow stars Scarlett Johansson and takes place after the events of Civil War. It was originally slated for May 2020, but was delayed 3 times during the lockdowns, as Black Widow, aka Natasha Romanoff, finds herself, I don't care about this movie. The entirety of my excitement for that film evaporated over the past year or two. I've just kind of grown out of Marvel. I'm looking in the future of Marvel too, like the Eternals. I have like effectively 0% interest in seeing. Shang-Chi, I have effectively 0% interest in seeing. The Doctor Strange movie, I'm less and less every day. Black Widow, which was a movie that I was actually excited for at the time when it was announced, I've almost completely forgotten about, just because of a lot of the, anti-goodwill things that Disney has done over the past, 18 months. I get it that, Disney Plus is a juggernaut and people are signing up for it, and, that corporate shills are saying, how's your canceled Disney Plus thing going? I mean, for me, fine. The idea that anybody, and I mean anybody, would pay $30 on top of the monthly subscription fee for Disney Plus to watch a Cape movie, please don't let me down. Like, just wait till it's included in your subscription. Don't give them extra money. The idea that you would pay $30 to rent a film and get none of the amenities. You can go to a matinee for $7 and see it on the big screen with THX sound and all that jazz for $7 or $8. If you pay $30 to sit at home and watch it on TV, then like, I guess you deserve to be ripped off because there's really nothing left to say about it. I have no interest in seeing really anything in the, newest phase of Marvel outside of maybe Spider-Man, No Way Home. But even that, I wouldn't pay $30 on top of a monthly subscription. Remember, you can always jump in a boat and paddle out to deeper waters and find yourself a way to watch these films. Or a friend or family member might have them. There are plenty of ways to see these movies if you want without giving Disney an extra $30 on top of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.